Only fools would walk away, but we're standing here today. Through the storms and history, only fools in the Safc. Sunderland till the day I die, underneath the Wearside sky. Through it all we still believe, only fools in the Safc.
Hello all, hope you're all right, hope you've had a good weekend. It's not been a very good few days all in all for Sunderland if you think about it. First of all, Friday, if you see me live stream, you'd have seen the reports that were coming out that Romaine Mundle had apparently left Portugal back in London. Rumours were he was looking for a move and looking to force a move away. Actually it turns out that his hamstring has gone again. I think it's for the third time. He's had an operation to try and put that right. You'd have seen on social media pictures like this where he's in hospital giving the thumbs up, but he's absolutely gutted. It's a massive, massive blow for us really towards the start of the season. I did see that I think he would still be a massive, massive contribution. Still one of our best wingers at the club despite all the players that we've signed. And I was excited to see how he would have done in the Premier League. Regis Lebris has said that he's going to miss the start of the season, like I say, which is a big blow for us, I think. And like I say, even though we have made those signings, so wish him a speedy recovery. I hope this operation kind of fixes the issue. But it's a bit of a worry that he keeps having these reoccurring hamstring problems, really. And then on Saturday, there was reports emerging that Granjaka is apparently leaning towards staying in Germany. His family apparently didn't want to move away from Germany and didn't want to move to England. Again, it'd be a massive blow. I did say as well, on Friday night that I did think we'd get this deal done. I did think it would happen. It would have been a really, really fantastic sign for us going into the new season. The deal isn't dead in the water. We have offered him a 3-year contract, I think. But at the end of the day, it's down to him. Can't really blame the club on this one. We have tried to get him. We've bent our backwards. But ultimately, if he doesn't want to move, you kind of force him. Like I say, it's still not dead, totally dead, but it's looking more and more unlikely that he's going to be joining Sunderland. Again, another blow. And then, on top of that, so on Friday, you'll have seen I reported that I would agree to deal with Armand Laurienté from Sassuolo, would agree the £17.5 million fee. He had the medical, travelled across to Portugal to watch us play Seville on Saturday night. Look, it was all going to go through, it was all sorted. And then yesterday morning, reports coming that Sunderland had moved away from the deal, and the deal's off and he's gone back to Italy. Now, it's a very, very strange one, that, because normally, when players have done that, they've had the medical, they've travelled across to watch the new teammates to sign the deal. Reports are that there was some kind of dispute in the contractual elements, whether he's asked for more money, whether there was something to do with release clauses or relegation clauses, who knows, but there's something going on in the background massively, massively wrong. It's gone tits up and we've called it off. Now, if it's a fact of his agent and him are wanting more money, then fair play to the club. I totally back them on this one. If they've come in, and tried to change the goalpost and demanding more money, fair play to them for chasing him. Yes, he looked a good signing. I would have liked to have had him. He looks a goal threat and does look a good player, but we can't be held to ransom. We will have other targets and we'll have other irons in the fire. So if that was the case and it was to do with demands on his side and what they wanted, then well done to Speakman, for not backing down and not just agreeing, and potentially disrupting the squad and disrupting the peer model of where we are at the moment. So that one's dead in the water. So Armand Laurienté will not be coming. Now, there was more reports yesterday as well that we've apparently made a move for Bardia, the centre-half from Seville. Now, you'll have watched him on Saturday night. He was the one who had a bit of a set to with Abdullahi. at the end of the game. Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle and Aston Villa have all been linked with him in the past. Apparently he turned down and moved to Tottenham in 2023. He did sign for Seville in 2023 for 10 million quid. He was at Forest on loan before that, but he didn't play a single game for them. But you can see he's got a really, really good reputation. I think Liverpool, that agreed a fee of something like 25 million quid for him in January. For whatever reason, they moved away from that, but they looked like they wanted him as a long-term replacement for Virgil van Dijk. You know, and if teams like Chelsea and Villa are looking at him as well, then you know he must have something about him. French international, 6'3", and like I say, he's had a few clubs. He was Le Havre, Lens, Rennes, Forest, and then he's been on Seville. So we'll have to wait and see if that one kind of plays out, if we firm it up and offer. Seen a few reports on social media, reckon he just doesn't look very good from what people saw of him on Saturday. Doesn't look as though he's got very much pace, but he looks you know, a unit. He looks like he can handle himself, as we saw with Abdullahi on Saturday night. And like I say, teams like Liverpool and Chelsea and Villa don't, you know, come calling if you haven't got something about you. So that's just the one that could be in the pipeline. Also, another bid rejected. Jhon Lucumi, the one we've been linked with from Bologna. I think us and Bournemouth have both, you know, submitted something like 23 million quid for the centre half. He is under contract until 2028 with Bologna, so they're under no really pressure to sell him. But I just think, you know, 35-40 million quid, that's a lot of money for an unproven centre half at this level. But if that's what we've got to pay, I think we'll probably weigh up our options again to see if we're going to get in with an improved bid on that one. But again, that's another one. It's a wait and see. Will we go back in and will we have an improved bid? Time will tell. But what's your thoughts on that? You know, what's your thoughts on these kind of transfer blows that we've kind of had after all the good business that we've had in the last few weeks? We've suffered this kind of transfer setback, 2 or 3 players over the weekend. But never mind. On the pitch, so the friendly on Saturday, the 1-1 draw with Seville, I thought it was a good workout. I was really, really impressed in the first half especially. I thought, you know, that midfield three of Diarra, Siddiqui and Lafia worked really, really well. Siddiqui and Diarra both look comfortable on the ball, get forward, tackling, making things happen, and you can see they really have got something about them. Adingra showed some flashes of what we can expect next season. You know, a little bit tricky wing player, cutting inside and getting the shots away. Chemsdean Talby didn't really get into the game on Saturday, but like I say, it's pre-season. It's all about fitness. I'm not going to read too much into that, but I thought he struggled to get into the game on Saturday. I thought Simon Moore played really, really well in goal. He had a cracking double save in the second half, and looked decent, I thought. He's a decent goalkeeper. I thought Ballard and Sealed looked comfortable at the heart of defence. You know, obviously, Seed probably wouldn't be anywhere near the first team, but he has started the last 2 friendlies, which is interesting. Niall Huggins, great to see him back and keep on continuing that recovery. I'm buzzing to see him back. If we can keep him fit, I think he will start as our left back. Because I don't know if Ryan Aylward will be fully up to speed before the season starts. So I think if Huggins can stay fit, he will start as our left back. Again, looked good. He's a good player. He was getting up and down the line, and great to see him back. Eliza Mienda missed a sitter in the first half. You know, it was Huggins that actually got forward and put a ball across, and Mienda from 6 yards out blazed out with the bar. But all in all, first half I thought we did look really, really good. We looked decent and looked a good unit. Second half we made a full change apart from Moore, and I thought the younger lads did better. There was a lot of young lads came on the pitch, but we did have the likes of Roberts, Isidore, Abdullahi, Alexic, Alan Brown that played. I thought Alan Brown did well in midfield. Looked composed. Isidore, you know, just his normal self, putting himself about, running the channels and what have you. Abdullahi, I really, really liked him. He looks a player. He's massive. He's a big unit. He gives me so many Cameron Jones vibes. But him and Isidore contrived to miss an absolute sitter at the end to wrap the game up. Abdullah Hai did really, really well. Turned his man, beat him for pace, but then for whatever reason, instead of shooting, he tried to square it for Isidore and totally messed it up. And the chance went begging. Then they equalised. Last kick of the game. Ruben Vargas with a good goal right at the end to rob us of what would have been a good win. But Abdullah Hai looks good. Like I said, last week, we might probably send him out on loan somewhere. Who knows, if he keeps on impressing in pre-season, he might be in around the first team. We didn't know. We'll have to see. But I just think from where we are, depending on which forwards would get in, he might go out on loan. But like I say, all in all, it was a good performance, a good workout, and against a decent Spanish side. I know they struggled last season to finish 17th in their league, but Seville have always been a decent side in Spain. So, good workout. We'll continue that tonight. We're playing Sporting Lisbon tonight in Portugal. 8 o'clock kick-off again. So that'll be another one. See what kind of team we'll play that one to build this fitness up heading towards this new Premier League season. But let me know what your thoughts are on the game on Saturday. If you watched it, what was your thoughts? Who impressed you? Who didn't impress you? Like I say, I don't like reading too much into the pre-season games. For me, it's all about fitness and getting the new signings embedded in. If you win, fair enough. Nice to build that momentum. But all in all, a decent performance and a decent workout. But let us know what your thoughts are. If anything develops with these transfers over the next, today and over this week, I'll jump on, I'll do some more videos to let you know what's going on. Hopefully, we still need these centre-backs in, and we still need, probably a couple of strikers, I think, and that defensive midfielder, that big, powerful defensive midfielder that I think we're probably still lacking a little bit. But we'll have to wait and see where we are and what happens and what develops over this week. In the meantime, thanks for watching, take it easy, stay safe, and we'll speak soon. Ta-da.
Sunderland's where we live and fight with pride.